Today on the program, Obama tries to pull a fast one, and no more Ron Paul.
And I pay taxes. Why doesn't GE pay taxes?
They do.
They don't.
Hello, welcome to the program. I am your host, Fat Man.
And I'm Little Boy.
And this is our Netcast podcast for the second week of January 2012.
2012.
A second one for this year, and a second one for the next season. I don't know if you've noticed, we are now in season 2.
Season 2, we made it.
We did.
They picked us up for a second season.
Yeah. They tried to cancel us. I think I did.
Yeah, you kind of did.
I said, you know, it's not working.
We had all those write-in letters, and so we had the letter writing campaign kept us on the air. So
yeah. The Twitter. What was it? What did they use? Like Chuck did it too. It was all the people on Twitter.
Family Guy too. Family Guy got canceled twice and got brought back.
They had to wait until The Tick got canceled so they could go back on. Anyway, Little Boy, how was your week?
It's been good. Been pretty busy. I got to sit in on a couple other shows filmed this week in our studio. It's pretty fun. It's kind of neat to watch them.
There's a lot of shows now.
Yeah.
And we have another one in the works too.
Yeah, another one in the works. It's filming this weekend. Gonna bring a little bit of the outdoors indoors.
Yep. Well, and both, because it's a mix. It's we're actually doing well. The good part is neither you nor I have to go do it.
Yeah.
But it's actually being filmed. They're getting the footage this weekend, so should be interesting. I'm not going to put out too much more on it because I definitely don't want to say the website name or anything because it's not ready.
Right.
Gosh, we have a lot to talk about tonight, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to start running our shows at 30 minutes.
We're going to sure try to.
Yeah.
An hour's a lot of time a long time to ask somebody to sit and watch and stuff. So we're gonna try our best to keep it at around 30 minutes, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean we're 2 minutes into it already, and I'm bored, so I'm sure. Little Boy, what I want to talk about to start the show is we did a Ron Paul segment last week, and it was kind of long. I mean, the whole show was about an hour and 10 minutes, and if you stayed through the whole show, thank you very much. We actually had a lot of hits, so there was a lot of people who did stay through the show.
That's the most viewed show that we've had so far.
Yeah, well, on YouTube. I mean, through the website, some of the other ones, but on YouTube it's pretty good. We had a lot of people comment on that show. Because
quite a bit. That's probably the most feedback we've gotten.
Oh, and I told you what happened because the Ron Paul supporters are insane.
Yes.
So
well, no, not.
You said yes, and you agree. So, but
Ron Paul, I'll tell you what. Ron Paul supporters they adamantly support Ron Paul. They do. They just do, and good for them. I mean, like you always say, you got to stand for something.
And
well,
they
stand for Ron Paul.
They stand for the cycle. And, that's fine. But
you like to throw those jabs in there.
Yeah. But just so everybody knows, this is not Ron Paul talk.
Right.
And it's so interesting because we talked to Josh last week, and the next day, Josh sends a ton of stuff that he should have said. Right. And I'm not harping on Josh. What I'm saying is, it's yes, you come on the show, you're going to be asked questions. We have prep because we know what we're going to ask.
I still, when I'm listening to the show back, I'm still always saying, God, I should have said this. I should have said that.
But you didn't.
No.
And I say that constantly too. And hindsight is 20/20, as they say.
And we've had actually 3 or 4 requests of other people who wanted to come on, and what's going to end up happening is the Ron Paul the Ron Paul supporter is going to come on, and they are going to make their case, and they might make a great case. And you aren't going to change your mind at all.
Nope.
And you are going to make your case of how crazy he is or whatever your case is going to be, and you're not going to change their mind at all. And we could have 25 Ron Paul shows in a row, and nothing's going to get done. And, we had the same problem when we talked about legalization of marijuana.
Yeah, which is interesting. We should hit on that a little bit tonight if we could.
We'll have to see if there's a time. We're going to really try to stick to that 30 minutes.
Yeah, because we do have to get into that too, because there is a lot of things happening.
After we did that show, we had DB on and stuff. We had all sorts of people coming on.
Hundreds of people say, well, we want to talk about this. And
we didn't want to turn it into weed talk, and at the same time, we don't want to turn it into Ron Paul. It's a Fat Man Little Boy show. We talk about we try and talk about different stuff each week, and we just have to move on. We can't just keep going Ron Paul. You know, for the record, I think that, you know, Ron Paul supporters and you, the truth or the right answer is somewhere in between both of you, to be honest with you.
Of course you think that.
Right.
I mean, because that's where you are. You can never give me credit for being correct.
Because you're never correct.
And it's the same with you, so obviously.
Okay.
But anyway, so for all the people out there who are hoping that we put your emails on about Ron Paul, we're not going to do that.
I mean, there's so many of them, and we just didn't want to keep revisiting that. We actually debated whether or not to even bring it up again, but we didn't want to pretend like none of it, we weren't getting any. We didn't want people to
when you
think we were
have a few
ignoring
hundred
them,
emails, all, you know, Ron Paul, right. You have to at least acknowledge that, yes, we have your emails.
Right.
No, we will not be talking about it anymore.
No, we just can't do it. We just can't do it. Maybe, who knows, maybe if he gets elected, you know, if he wins the Republican nomination, which he probably won't, but if he does, we'll definitely have to revisit it again.
Yeah,
and maybe we'll bring somebody else on. Maybe we'll bring Josh back on, you know.
And if for some unbelievable thing, you know, maybe the Mayans were right, this will be the end of the world, he actually was elected, you would have both of us on this side complaining about everything. So it could be interesting. But anyway, no more Ron Paul, and that's going to be on the title of this show, No More Ron Paul.
No, we can't put the name Ron Paul on there.
No more Ron Paul. What's going on
is that
there?
What it is?
I'm talking to Tech. I'm telling him. Right, I'm the PM.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm the PM of PMLB Media.
I'm just the LB.
Anyway, we have a few things we need to get through tonight. First off, we're going to take a small commercial break.
Yeah.
And it's not really a commercial break. It's just to show you another show that we're doing, and also how we're constantly saying we're looking for more shows. So these are the guys from PMLB Football, Simon and Aaron. Come right back. We're going to talk about Obama trying a little bit of trickery.
Oh, please.
Hi, I'm Simon. This is Aaron. We're from PMLBfootball.com. I wanted to tell you about our family, PMLB Media. PMLB Media is the place we go to purchase domain names and host our website, as well as spam-free email.
Currently, you can purchase your domain address for as little as $8.50 a year, and web hosting starts at $3.99 a month. Come join our family at PMLBmedia.com. And don't forget, watch our show at PMLBfootball.com.
So that was Simon and Aaron from PMLB Football, and they have a very interesting show.
Yep.
I like it. Those guys know their stats. You know?
Yeah, they're really good football fans, and it's real fun to listen to their take on different players and all that type of stuff.
And they know, I can't believe they know stuff from college, and I actually watched a taping of 2 of their shows, or they only had 2, so I've watched both, and their demo pilot to us.
Right.
But they really, really know their stuff, and excuse me, I really was blown away by that. But okay, time for the Fat Man and Little Boy show, though. Enough of the football talk. Little Boy, you have the first subject, and I want to let you have the floor.
Well, it says Republicans are furious over Obama's recess appointments.
Yes, yes. Well, you wanna.
Well, I mean, what do you? You know, he basically did what a lot of presidents do. He was trying to get somebody appointed. Let me see here. And of course, because Republicans are such obstructionists, they don't let him do anything. And so he had to wait to get him appointed. I mean, they just wanted to make it so he couldn't get this guy in, and it's ridiculous the way it's just ridiculous how the Republicans are. And I applaud Obama for having some balls and saying, you know what, we need to get some stuff done. You guys are trying to not let anything get done. You guys are being complete obstructionists, and it's time for this to end.
Well, here's the thing, and I'm going to play both sides of the fence here, all right? Which I don't normally do with Obama, but I'm going to. I understand why he did it, because he can't get anything done. When you have your own party that doesn't support you 100%, and then you have...
I don't have a problem with that.
Well,
because you shouldn't just...
You talked, and now it's my turn.
It's always my turn.
When you don't have your own...
Not having your own party support you 100% doesn't mean anything.
So what do you do? You know what I mean? If you really want something done, you need to at least have your whole backing. And if you don't have your whole backing, then you have to find some back way of doing it. And that's what he did. A lot of presidents do this, especially when they're not, when they don't have a mandate and they're not backed 100%.
Well, I think it's funny that the Republicans are throwing a fit about this, and you know, Ronald Reagan, George W. Bush, George H.W. Bush, they all made recess appointments to the same thing. And now the Republicans are throwing fits about it when Obama does it.
Well, because they could have stopped it. Because and it's not 100% just to Republicans. There is some Democrats too that are saying, well, you know, you did it even because there is a growing, and I'm straight out say it, there is a growing sect of Democrats in Congress that are going away from what the president wants, and they would have stopped it. So, well,
I think the problem is the Democrats, they don't just vote along with all the other Democrats. If there's a Democrat that doesn't like something, then he won't vote for it. Republicans aren't like that.
Democrats are like you. You know,
right? They have open minds. They say yes. They have an open mind.
They don't stand for something and stay on it.
You don't. That's not true. That is
very
not
much true.
All the Republicans do is say, how are we all voting again? We're voting against this? Okay, that's what we're doing then. They don't care what it is.
So who is it that they're asking that to?
Other Republicans.
You mean so they
actually they all just say, oh, the president wants to do it? Then no, we don't want him because we don't want him to accomplish anything.
Okay, it's called party lines.
Yeah,
and
but
the
what
Republicans have a exact
shouldn't they be willing? Shouldn't they be willing to maybe work together and try and get something accomplished?
Well, I have a question for you. And here it is. If you're elected by someone who has that train of thought, are you supposed to do the will of the people? Or are you supposed to do whatever you want to do?
You're supposed to do what's best for the country.
So,
and that doesn't mean
if you're elected,
obstruct every single thing that the president's trying to do.
Wait, but the country doesn't want what the president wants.
That is not true.
What is his approval ratings? What people
his approval
want?
ratings are, you know, things are starting to get better.
But right now,
his approval ratings are going up.
They don't accept a lot of the stuff he does. If you're in Congress,
they don't accept any of the things he does.
I'm talking about the general public. If you're elected by an area that wants what they want, then guess what? You're supposed to do. You are a representative of the people.
That is bogus.
That is not bogus. That is not bogus.
That is bogus.
You're not elected and then go to Congress and make your own decisions on everything. When you're elected, you are to do what the people who elected you asked you to do. And the reason why is you run on something, and that's what Republicans do. They run on a doctrine. They stick to the doctrine.
They vote against everything. It doesn't matter if it's better for the people
they're
or
against.
They're against Obama.
No.
Yes.
Okay. So how long did
it take them
are these particular?
How long did it take them to get this last? When they tried to extend unemployment, every time they've tried to extend unemployment benefits, the Republicans are against it. When they tried to extend the middle-class tax cuts, the Republicans were against it. They're against everything.
But you could understand, well, you can't. It can be explained that how long do you allow people to stay on the government tit?
These people are, right now, people need unemployment.
It's a social program. I'm sorry, it is.
Well,
you know, and if you're a Republican and you're sticking to your doctrine, now the Republicans wanted to do the tax cut for more than a little bit amount of time.
That was the reason why they said no.
Okay, then what is the real reason?
They
tell me
didn't want
the exact
it. They didn't
reason.
want it. They didn't want to do it.
They threw forward a 1-year extension. The Democrats would not go with the 1 year.
What was different from the 1 year than the 2 months?
Because they wanted to get it done and not have it come back up again.
Why would the Democrats not do a year?
They wouldn't do a year because they don't want to extend tax. Democrats do not like tax cuts.
Republicans' plan was different than the Democrats'
And what
plan.
was the differences?
I know
the differences.
What was it then?
You're
telling me it was the same thing.
They wanted a longer term cut, and they wanted lower amounts. They wanted higher cuts for the same amount of people, but they wanted a longer term.
What do you mean higher cuts for? They wanted less taxes.
They wanted less
tax.
Yes, and they wanted a longer. Republicans overall want less taxes. How can you possibly say that they weren't saying that? How could you possibly even come up with that?
I don't have it in front of me. I was reading about this last week.
Then you should have known about it. You know,
I don't
just like we were talking about the people from Ron Paul.
I don't remember the exact numbers, but what you're saying is ridiculous.
No, what am I ridiculous about? What they said is they wanted a 1-year tax cut.
I know that's what they were saying, but they didn't want the
2 months.
But it wasn't the same plan. It wasn't the same plan. They wanted to change it.
also wanted, as part of that tax cut, they wanted the government to spend less.
They wanted to cut social programs is what they wanted to do, and the Democrats didn't want to do that.
Obviously.
Because people need those.
They wanted to turn around
what
and
needs
say,
to happen?
look, we'll give you guys, they want, one thing they want done, the Republicans, they don't want to have to constantly keep coming up with this every 2 months. They want to do their job, go on to the next thing.
No,
the Democrats wanted 2 months.
Their only job is to obstruct what Obama's trying to do. That is all they're trying to do. That is all they've tried to do since he's been elected.
Okay, this 2-month thing, let's just take the bill and run it for a year. What happened?
The
exact same bill.
That's not. I don't think that happened.
It didn't happen.
I don't think that was offered.
It was offered.
I don't see. You need to show me that then, because I couldn't find that.
You need to look on your own.
I looked. I couldn't find it.
They want to do a year. Now,
I heard they wanted to do a year, and that was their excuse for denying.
Why do you say excuse? You don't have the answer to it. You don't have the answer.
It wasn't the same plan.
You don't have the answer. If
you don't either. You don't have the answer.
I'm telling you what I know.
You're giving me BS is what you're giving me.
That's in your mind.
Well, in my mind it's BS. In your mind it's not.
That doesn't mean either one of us right. I read
You don't know.
You didn't.
You don't know. I read too, and
then
what
you would know.
What you're saying is not the same things that I read.
Then what did you read?
I don't have the exact numbers in front of me.
That's not my problem.
Well,
that's not my problem.
It still doesn't make you right.
I know they want to cut social programs. I absolutely know that, and I agree with it. And I'm there for them.
And I don't.
And they wanted to extend the middle income tax cuts that Bush put in for a year. That's what they wanted. They had to settle for 2 months. And
I don't think that we're getting the whole story here. I don't think we're getting the whole story.
So you brought that up, but you were wrong on it.
No, I wasn't wrong.
And that's just the way it is.
No, I wasn't wrong.
Yeah, you were absolutely wrong on it.
I wasn't wrong.
And then now, as far as the Republicans not going with the president, why would they?
Aren't they supposed to try and work together, maybe to move the country forward? That is not what they're interested in doing.
What they're supposed to do
they are trying to
what the
stall.
People who elected them.
No, that is not what they're trying to do. They are trying to stall.
If the people wanted all this, why would they hire these people? You hire when a person is running for office. You're running for a job.
Let me tell you something. Right now, the approval rating for the president you think is low. The approval rating for congressmen and representatives is as low as it's ever been right now.
Okay.
And because they are not happy with the way things are going. They are not happy with the way they are doing things.
Yet
because all they're doing is stalling.
But if you look,
all they're doing.
I think you should research this right now.
All they're doing is stalling.
In all of those different markets, on the next election, who do they say has a better chance of winning?
We'll have to see.
No. What's the answer?
I don't know.
Oh, you know the answer. You just don't want to say it.
Well, you think it's Republicans?
I know they do. They have much better chance.
I think that a lot of these people are going to get voted out.
They believe they're going to get the Senate and the House.
I think people are getting tired.
Yes, people are getting tired. They're getting tired of the fact that the president does stuff like this.
He is trying.
No, the Democrats aren't.
They're tired of him doing the same thing that all the other presidents do. When you say stuff like this is the same thing that other presidents have done.
And the only presidents that you brought up any information on?
The last three.
The last three?
The last three Republicans.
Clinton did it too.
Yeah.
But you didn't say that.
Because I don't.
Why would you?
Because I don't have a problem.
You don't have a problem with Clinton doing it.
You didn't hear what my point was. My point was Republicans.
Then why didn't you use Clinton's name?
Because Republicans were mad that a Democrat did it. And what I am trying to say is why the last three Republican presidents have done it too. All presidents do it.
And every time the Republicans do it, the Democrats have a fit. So what's the difference? You just found a headline that you wanted to bring up.
No, what I tried to tell you is they're making a big deal or the same thing that the last three Republican presidents did. Why?
That's what they do.
Well, that doesn't make it right.
It doesn't, but it happens on both sides.
Well,
as far as the Republicans staying the line, good for you. You are there to do what I asked you to do.
What they are there to do is to make sure Obama accomplishes as little as possible because they want to elect a Republican president. And they don't care about the people. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about anybody except getting a Republican president in there. They don't want to move the country forward at all. They want to hold everything back, make it look like Obama was a failure, and then they can get their own guy in there. That's what their goal is.
Stick to your guns. Do not allow more taxes. Do not allow more spending. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Do not allow us to go into
ridiculous.
debt
That's
even
ridiculous.
more.
And it's hurting you. You're hurting yourself.
How? Show me. Show me how it is hurting me.
The country is not moving forward. The country is not moving forward, and you need
What
to.
is forward?
I
don't understand what you mean. What is forward? You mean the country needs to add more debt?
I think the country needs to be moved forward. We need to get more people working.
It needs more social
we need more
programs.
people working.
You're right.
And they're not allowing that because they're trying to. They want They want him to fail.
See, you don't
they
understand.
Want that.
And you now own a company. You own a company you don't understand. If you have tax cuts and you have breaks and you have incentives, you can hire people. You're doing that now.
Are we going to get back into this again?
Yes. Yes, we
That
are.
has nothing to do with us. I'm talking about the whole country. And let me tell you something.
How does welfare programs being extended or heightened help you get a job? Instead, I would take the same money
First of
I'm
all,
gonna give
I
you.
have a job, so I don't need help getting a job.
I'm talking
but
about-
I'm talking about there's people out there that need jobs.
Yes, and you know what you do for the people who need jobs? You go to employers and you say, hire them. And this
Yes.
is what we'll do. You hire them and we're going to give you a tax break. You hire them and we're going to give you an incentive.
But let me tell you something.
Instead, the
First of all,
Democrats
companies,
say,
first of
don't
all,
even worry about going
big
to work.
corporations-
We'll just pay
Nope.
you. Stay home.
Big corporations are not the job creators anyways.
Oh, no?
Okay, no.
It's middlemen like us.
Yes.
So
we are the job
middle-income
creators.
people.
We are the job
Yes,
creators.
and if the government came to me and said,
So
instead
we're
of
the
sending
ones-
us a tax
so
bill,
we need to stop giving the
listen to
big
this,
giant
we had to
corporations.
pay $800.
We need to stop giving the giant corporations all the tax breaks. We need to start making them pay what they're supposed to be paying, and make people like in the middle get more of the tax breaks.
You're getting,
That is we are the job creators.
You and
middle
I
income.
both just got a tax bill of $800 just for the name of our company.
We are the job creators.
Yes.
We are.
So
middle
wouldn't
income.
you say that a tax break for us for a year would have helped us out more than the 2 months?
The $400, the $800.
It's $400.
I'm not talking about $800. I'm talking about millions and billions of dollars.
But what I'm saying is we're
on
just
big
one small
corporations.
company.
I'm talking
Hey,
about
we're a
big.
corporation.
I'm talking about big, giant.
You know what? You want to go back to that. But
big-
I'm telling you right now, the Republicans are out for business.
They are not.
You think they're not.
Republicans
They
are not. Republicans
They
are out for Republicans.
And they better keep their job. And that means you keep to your guns, you keep what I elect you for.
No.
Because for the people
Things are
who
gonna keep
I
getting
elect,
worse.
I want you to do what you're doing. I do
We need
not
to
want
get
us to increase the national debt.
People
I
who
do
are
not
in,
want to keep
people
going
who
with
are
social
in
programs.
Congress just to obstruct only need to be out.
They're
need
not
to be
there
out.
just to obstruct. They're
Yes,
holding
they are.
the line.
They are there to not move the country forward.
So
That's what they're there for.
So what you're saying is, even though so you're saying that I'm electing somebody, my congressman,
Mm-hmm.
that I voted for. I'm telling him I like what he's doing, but that is not good enough for you.
You don't elect somebody because you like what they're doing. Well, you re-elect somebody that you like what you're doing. Most of the time, you're electing somebody because of what you think they might do.
But what you would rather have him do is go to Congress
I
and
would
say,
rather
you know
him-
what? I know
I
what
would
my
rather
constituents
him-
want because I am
No.
his
Do
constituent.
you think all the
I know what you want,
do you think
but it
all
doesn't
the
matter because
that's
it's better
not
if I
true.
go
That
this
is
way.
not true. That is not true. You think that all the constituents are just doing what everybody else wants them to do?
I think
That is, first of all, we all know that people in government are not there for the people. They are not. They're there for themselves.
everybody. No way.
Majority of them.
No way.
They are there for themselves, and the second they get elected, what is their number one goal?
To get reelected.
Yes. Not to serve the people.
Right.
Not to improve
So,
the country.
So you're walking right into this. So they want to get reelected.
To get reelected.
Now, to get reelected, you have to do what the people who
You
elect
do not.
you
No,
want you
that
to
is
do.
not.
Because let me tell you something.
That is not what you have to do. To get reelected, you have to make money. And in order to make money, you have to do what the giant corporations want you to do.
If my congressman that I voted for turned around and started siding with the programs I don't like, guess what he wouldn't be getting from me?
Your vote means nothing to him.
I'm talking as people in general.
I
You
know,
already said
but
Republicans.
not everybody looks at things the way you do.
Republicans as a whole, and I'm talking all of us, stay to the close to the deck.
Politicians, in general, the ones who win and the ones who get elected are the ones who raise the most money. That is what happens. Those are the ones that get elected. Those are the ones that get reelected. And the way that they raise money is by catering to big business. Catering to giant corporations.
Yes,
that's how
what
they get their
use.
money.
But I'm telling you right
And
now,
they pass laws to benefit them, not the people.
I'm telling you right now, there, Mr. Occupier, that if they turned around and went away from the Republican doctrine, they would not be
The problem
reelected,
is
no matter
the
how much
Republican
money they
doctrine
have.
is
the
don't
same.
let Obama do anything.
No, it's don't
That's what
do
it is.
social
No,
programs.
that's not it.
It's do not
don't-
raise taxes.
don't do-
It is not raising social program. Do not raise debt. That is what that's what the Republicans stand for. Do you not know that?
Did George Bush raise the debt?
Not as much as Obama.
I didn't. I'm not comparing him to that. You didn't say. You did not say don't raise the debt this much. You said don't raise the debt. Did Ronald Reagan raise the debt?
Yes.
Did George H.W. Bush raise the debt?
Yes.
Did Bill Clinton raise the debt?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
He was
the first one to balance. He's the first one to balance the budget.
That doesn't change the debt.
He's the first one to balance the budget.
Doesn't change
you balance the budget,
yes,
you don't raise the debt.
No, the debt went up because interest on the debt brings it up.
He didn't add to it.
He balanced the budget at the end, not his whole 8 years.
Okay, did any of those other guys do it at all, ever?
What do you mean?
Balance the budget?
Why are we going back to this? We talked about this
you're
before.
telling me that what Republicans believe in, and it's bull. Not raising the debt is not, you can't use that as a Republican motto because none of them do it. So you can't say that's what our motto is because they don't follow it.
Well, they're not able to do it, but that is what you do.
Clinton was able to do it.
Clinton was able to do it with a Republican Congress, and he was able to do it by cutting the military almost in half. And he did it at his last couple of years in office.
Did any of the other guys do it?
Don't say that. No, because they won't cut the military, because another part of the Republican doctrine is to make sure that the American people are safe.
That's the only way to balance the budget is to cut the military.
Military is huge. And also on top of that, all of the Republican candidates had liberal Congress. So you don't even remember that, do you?
But you just said Clinton had a Republican Congress, and he was still able to balance the budget.
Yeah, because he had Republicans that worked with him because his ideas were more conservative. Clinton was a heck of a lot more conservative than Obama. You know that for a fact. We've talked about this many a time.
Clinton was a good president.
A good president, and he was extremely center. And he doesn't even like Obama.
Obama's not even that far left. I don't understand why you keep saying.
Because he's social. His social programs are crazy.
Social. He's not social. He's trying to do things that are good for the country. He's not a socialist.
The biggest social program in the world he is trying to get going.
Medical?
Yes.
That you don't think that's beneficial to
You know what it's going to cost?
We could talk about this.
Do you know what it's going to cost?
Do you know how much it costs for those people not to have medical insurance?
Tell me.
I don't have a number. It's a lot. They've done studies.
Do you think it's cheaper than what it's going to cost?
I think that in the long run, getting everybody insured will save money.
I don't like laws being put on anyway.
Yes, you do. You just don't like laws that you don't agree with. You like laws that you agree with, but laws that you don't agree with, you don't like. All you have
to do is buy your insurance. I buy it. You buy it. It stinks. It's very expensive.
Too expensive for some people.
So why the heck do I pay for it?
Why don't they have everybody pay for it? You're paying for.
That's what he's trying to do.
You are paying for GE to not pay taxes right now. You don't have a problem with that.
I'm not paying for GE.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
They employ so many people. They pay tons and tons and tons of tax. I'm so tired of your.
They don't.
I'm tired of you just going by what you hear for a second and
you
going with it.
Just by what you hear too. GE does not pay taxes.
But how many people do they employ? How many?
I don't give a crap how many people they employ.
And those millions of people they employ, are any of them paying taxes?
Let me tell you something.
GE matching all of their taxes?
Let me tell you something. If GE had to pay taxes, they would still have to employ people. They wouldn't just stop doing business.
But they can do it in other states, other countries. They can change their ways.
And that's good for America? Is that what you would?
No,
you would
it's not good for America.
You would support a company that does that?
Nope. I do support a company who hires Americans, who puts Americans to work.
So
and you know what?
Why don't we stand for more than that?
The government can turn around and say, you know what? We won't tax you as long as you put 50,000 people to work.
Why not?
I have no problem with that. And they employ
tax them? Why not tax them? Why not tax them?
Because they give them a break. Because they're doing so much better on the other side.
They hire people. Those people do work for them. They make money. Why should they not pay taxes like you and I?
I have a question for you.
Everybody should pay taxes.
I have a question for you. We have 8 guys, and 1 woman that work at PMLB. Okay?
All right.
Government comes in and says, you hire 3 more people.
You are comparing us to a giant corporation.
Because I can't do the giant corporation with you because you just have a completely
Because it's not right.
What I'm trying to do is get you to understand.
But you're not comparing apples to apples. You're not.
I hope to be big like GE.
Well,
when
we're big like GE, we should pay taxes.
Oh, I would rather the government turn around and say, hire 10 more people and we'll give you a break. That's where I'm at. That's not where you're at.
No, that's not where I'm at.
And here's the thing. My congressman feels the same way. You're doing a good job. I appreciate that. You don't like that? That's too bad for you. Your congressman could do your side of it. All right? Now, that is the difference. Republicans stick to the pretty much same
They stick together and just do what they all do, and they are not interested in reaching across the aisle. They're not interested in reaching across the aisle.
Social programs.
They're not interested at all.
All the Democrats want.
They're just stubborn. They say, nope, we're not going to give in. We're going to obstruct, and we're not going to let anything get accomplished because we don't want to.
We don't want to give. Don't give in to social programs.
We don't want to give into anything. We don't want to get into anything.
Don't give in to social programs.
We won't give into anything.
Don't give in
we
to
want Obama to fail. We want America to fail. That's what they're.
They don't want America to fail.
That's what they do.
They do not want America to fail.
They want Americans to be worse off now than when Obama came in, so they can use that as their big slogan, so they can get their guy in there.
Question for you: if I was to agree,
that is un-American. That is un-American.
Are you saying that Democrats never do this?
I'm saying politicians do it. Republicans are doing it right now, and that's what I'm complaining about.
Okay, but I have a question for you. During President Bush,
first of all, you know how I feel. You know how I feel about all politicians. First of all,
I know. But the question is, if it was reversed and it was President Bush, you're having the same argument, or are you a lot quieter?
Okay, let me ask you this. When President Bush was trying to push forth a lot of stuff that Democrats did not like, did every single Democrat say, that's it, we're not doing it, like the Republicans have?
No, they
didn't.
They're wishy-washy.
No, that's not true, because they have open minds.
They think open minds.
Yes,
you know what
they have their own individual minds. Yes, it is. They don't. No, they're not all part of the big Republican machine.
They're wishy-washy.
No,
you got to stand for something, and they do not.
No, that's not true. That is not true. They stand for what they believe in, and just because my friend over here that's a Democrat believes in that doesn't mean I have to. But that's not they're all one mind. Republicans are all one mind. They say, nope.
What's best for the Republican Party?
How are we going on this? Like that? Okay.
Who is that? Who's that
Republicans.
That you're talking to?
Republicans.
Who are you talking to?
To other Republicans.
Oh, really? So they don't just go by the doctrine that they know.
Say, whoa, oh, this is a no? No? Okay, everybody, it's a no right here. We're doing a no.
And of course, everything you're saying right now is just something you're just making up.
I'm saying that's the way that's the way it is.
That's the way you
because
perceive
that's the way
you almost said perceive.
Yeah, but that's all we can go. Neither one of us are there.
No, but I do know.
You don't know. You think.
No, I do know that they're doing what I want.
You think you want it. It's not best for you.
You know what? Don't tell me what's best for me.
I can tell you what's best for you.
Best for
what they're doing is not best for you.
It is.
It's not.
They're doing what I want. I am not complaining.
Not everybody wants what's best for them.
I'm not complaining.
Not everybody wants what's best. You should read a book called What's the Matter with Kansas. It's a really good book.
All right. I'm not complaining with what they're doing. You're complaining with what they're doing. So you guys are doing a good thing. You got my vote.
I'm complaining for you because I'm trying to help you.
How?
Because you are not thinking straight.
I'm middle class.
They're helping me. They are not helping you. They are not fighting for you.
I'm a corporation owner.
They are not fighting. They're not for you. A very small corporation owner. They are not fighting for you.
Thank you very much.
They're not fighting
for you. Keep the taxes down.
I
don't want to keep paying social programs. Thank you very much.
They're not keeping your taxes down.
You're doing a good job.
They're keeping GE's taxes down.
And you know what? Let me tell you something else.
They're keeping oil companies' taxes down, but not yours.
Oh, and there you go. Okay, oil companies.
They're not keeping your taxes down.
Do you buy gas?
I sure do.
So where do you think the oil company is going to do if say they had 100% increase in their tax? You think they would bill you a little more, or you think they would say, well, we'll just eat this?
They have record profits.
So
every year,
good for them. I want record profits. Good for me.
And pay zero taxes.
Good for them. Have record profits.
Pay zero taxes.
I hope that
record
you guys
profits,
do great.
Zero taxes.
I want record profits.
And zero taxes.
And I want zero taxes.
You want. Of
course I want zero taxes. Where are you? Where are you coming from right now?
You think that it's fair? You complain about social programs, but you don't have any problem with corporate welfare. You just have a problem with personal welfare.
If it was, no.
Yes, you do.
I have a problem with personal welfare, right?
But not corporate welfare.
But if you turned, because corporates do something. They have to do something.
Yeah, they do.
They
make money hand over fist, and they job us. They make us pay for it.
Man, I think that if you talk to any of the employees that have a job there, they would say,
"You think that
I'm happy to have a job."
You keep saying that, but if these places paid taxes, it's not that the people wouldn't have jobs anymore. Them not paying taxes isn't keeping people working.
You live in this world that you think that everybody's going to do the right thing.
Everybody should do the right thing.
They're not going to.
They should.
So what you have to do
and when they don't do the right thing,
incentives to do it. So if you turn around and say, hey, Germany's going to give us an incentive to hire Germans, or the Americans are going to give us an incentive, or the Americans say, no, you're not going to get an incentive, they're going to go to Germany because you know why?
Then
the company's out for the company.
That does that. Don't support a company
you
that
do.
Does that.
You're doing it right now. Right in front of your face, you're supporting GE. You have no idea.
I don't have a choice right now.
That camera
I don't have a choice.
That camera's GE. Those lights up there.
I don't have a choice.
You have no choice. Right. And you know what? The difference
we need more
is,
choices.
I'm happy that the stuff is made here.
Okay.
I love to see the Made in USA
There's not
label.
enough stuff made in USA, though. There's not that much stuff made in USA.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Do you know we still have the largest export in the world?
Yeah,
by far. By far. It's not even small. Do you know this country is worth $272 trillion with a $17 trillion deficit?
I'm telling you, things need to change because things might be the way you want them now. They're moving in the wrong direction.
I think that if the Democrats had their way, 100% of their way, we would become a socialist welfare state.
The last time this country was actually moving in the good, right direction, we had a Democratic president.
Who?
Bill Clinton.
He killed the military, though. He was a good president, but he killed the military. Killed it.
He didn't kill the military.
He did. He destroyed it.
He didn't.
I mean, we have a thing going on in Iran right now, and let me tell you something. Without the military being as strong as it is, we would have a problem. So, anyway, you know what? You're wrong, I'm right. Nope. We're at 35 minutes, so I think we need to wrap this sucker up. This is as far as I wanted to get today. You could always contact us at fatmanandlittleboy.com, or you can go to our website anyway.
Right.
You can contact me at fatman@fatmanandlittleboy.com.
Right. I'm at littleboy at fatmanandlittleboy.com.
Fatman at Twitter, it's Fatman Show.
And I actually changed my Twitter account. I am at LBHost. Anybody who was following me before, you're still following me. I just changed my name. My last name might have had a little bit of a perverted tinge to it that I didn't realize when I made it. So I changed it to LBHost. And you can still, you're still following me if you were following me before. Just change the name.
Sorry we didn't get to all those emails.
Well, we're not sorry because we weren't going to get to all of them.
99% of them were Ron Paul oriented.
We weren't going to get to them anyways. You can also call us at 858-522-9164.
And little boy, I think that's it. I think you stressed me enough for one night.
Yeah,
but see, I'm over it.
We didn't make any progress, but we kind of made the same argument over and over. No, I know you're not.
So what's the difference?
I just hope that more people will see how wrong you are.
I don't think so. I think that this whole show pretty much shows that you're the one who's wrong.
I don't think so.
All right. It was a great show.
Yeah.
We'll see you real soon.
Take care.